So this week we are doing the return of the return of the return of the Steakhouse stack. Yeah, return of the Steakhouse stack, plus a new Frank's Red Hot Mayo. So stick around and you'll see exactly how I rated it. So as we do every week, finishing off the unboxing, and this week I'm just retrying the Steakhouse stack, and obviously there is the McSpicy Frank's Red Hot cross combo collaboration that's back out again. So they brought that back out, they brought the Steakhouse stack back out, and as you saw a minute ago, there was the comparison of the original review, which I think I did back in January, January the 7th, 2024, so well over a year and a half. As you can see there, last time, that was the original box, original design. I don't think they've done it before that release on the 7th of January, 2024. So I thought, let's just compare them. Let's just see what the difference was. And it was either going to be this one or the Frank's, obviously, because I've reviewed them before. So just to see if they're any different, any better, any worse, hopefully not any worse. But straight away, you can see they've kind of minimalised the design. Minimalised? Is that even a word? Minimised the design. Minimalised? Don't know where I got that from. Anyway, each piece obviously similar prices, not like they've gone out of this world within a year and a half, which obviously is a good thing. But the box just being completely white with the Steakhouse, let's say, logo, and that's it. Obviously each piece there, as you can see. But, which you'll see in a minute in terms of the review, and I don't know whether it was better or worse, but there were aspects that definitely were better. So, as you can see there, the ordered items and the new, I'm pretty sure it's new Biscoff Mcflurry, or I just never had it before. So I thought I would try that. Hopefully this week I can get my words out. Red Hot, obviously Frank's Red Hot, and it wasn't out of this world hot. It wasn't sort of the sauce on its own hot, but the combination of the mayo and the sauce, I think was really, really good. We'll start off with the fries, as we do more or less every time with any delivered food review, and they were pretty rubbish. They were pretty almost. I mean, you see the black bits on the end of there, which I don't think is. It's not rot. It's the sugar content, I think, when it gets sort of bruised. However, still not very appetizing to look at, and they were pretty. Not even crispy, just dry, like dry chips, like they've been sat under the heat lamp for way too long. I know they can't just make everything literally to every order, otherwise it wouldn't be fast food. You know, I totally get that, but the fries were not really doing much. But with that sauce, and as you can see, it's slightly more mayo, kind of light than it is Frank's red, dark. But it was kind of a fruity sort of note to the sauce, and obviously the background, I thought I'd just try it on its own there. The background, obviously you got the kick of the chili in kind of the after, kind of like an afterburner, just came in after. But it was really good sauce, really, really good sauce. So hopefully they keep that, which I don't think they will. But anyway, onto the cheesy garlic bread dippers, which I know they've done these before, and they are really good when they're warm. But these, again, were almost like they've been left out on the side. And the McDonald's is literally, it's not even a mile away. Now, I know, yes, obviously delivery, but this is part of the delivered review. But it's less than a mile away. I mean, you know, getting drivers to it maybe, I don't know. But they're good. I mean, overall, they're good dippers. The crunchy coat on the outside is brilliant. The garlic, obviously you've got to like garlic, but the cheesy garlic, I think, is really good. It's mozzarella as well. So if it's warm, obviously with the garlic and the chives, etc., and the ciabatta-style breadcrumb, pulls apart. But anyway, on to the main event. Looks pretty horrific in the reality. Lettuce all to one side, and here we have hopefully you'll enjoy a little collage. Obviously on the left to the right, left being last time, right being this time. The main thing I saw, and taste-wise, the main thing was that the burgers, I think, were pretty small, or they'd been cooked a little bit too long on the first one I had. You can see it's more or less the same build, same lettuce, same peppercorn sauce. In fact, let's just double check. Sliced cheese, crispy onions, red onions I didn't have, same as I didn't have before. Lettuce served with, black peppercorn sauce, toasted glazed sesame top bun. The bun's brilliant and the bun hasn't changed, but you can see literally there, the burgers were a lot smaller when I very first had it. So I think they've improved that. The burgers are definitely bigger on this one, or at least fill the bun, which is, I would say, pretty obvious to have, but McDonald's and KFC and everybody else seem to think that's not relevant. However, hopefully they're changing. Maybe they listen to these reviews. I doubt it, but either way, as you can see there, the burgers were definitely bigger, or less. They've been cooked for a shorter period of time, a little bit juicier. I think that I would say they were. It was just a better burger overall than when I very first had it. The sauce, the peppercorn sauce, I think is really good in the background, gives it a little bit of heat. Obviously the peppercorns. Crispy onions were really nice. I don't think the red onions would add anything to it. If anything, yes, if you love red onions, fair dues, but they would just take over again. Raw onion has got the most powerful taste, I think, of almost anything on the planet, give or take. So yeah, no red onions, but the burger overall I think is a really good burger. The steak sort of side of it as well, you can obviously, I don't know whether I did it a second ago or not, but kind of breaking off the end of the burger. It wasn't just a minced beef, it was steak, So I think it's a really good burger. The price actually wasn't too bad, £8.41 for a meal, or albeit medium. Far and away, from the £12-13 crazy prices that we've seen over the last sort of reviews, and a little dip in there with the sauce. But it's a really good meal, really good burger. Fries, typical McDonald's. Dippers, not bad. And then we'll come on to, obviously, in a second, the Biscoff. But as a meal, obviously I'm not rating the Coke. Coke is Coke. It was a good meal. I mean, McDonald's, I don't know whether they're getting better or worse. I hope they're getting better. They feel like they're getting better, but maybe not. However, Biscoff, or Lotus Biscoff biscuits, I think they're really nice. They've got quite a strong flavour, and I can't describe what the flavour is. It's Biscoff, but I'm sure someone in the comments will comment on it. But I couldn't think what the actual flavour is. It's a unique flavour, but it's really good. Mixed in with the ice cream, they could have added probably a little bit more, maybe a sauce of some description. Soft dairy ice cream swirled with caramel sauce, topped with crumbled Lotus Biscoff biscuit pieces. The caramel sauce, if they'd have added a little bit more of a swirl on the top, I think that would have made it perfect, but it was a mini one, so. But again, a nice addition, There's plenty of different things on the planet in terms of dessert, so adding and mixing them together, I think, is working pretty well. So on to the ratings. Not out of this world, but 9.5 for the Steakhouse, 6 for the fries, 8 for the dippers, 10 for Frank's Mayo. And the Biscoff Mcflurry, I think I almost missed that, 8.75. Appreciate everybody watching, and if you haven't, check out these videos.